Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, December 23rd, at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 690 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. 50 vehicles in massive crash Thursday morning that has closed portions of Interstate 94 in western Wisconsin. No fatalities reported. Kim Potter, ex-Minnesota officer, found guilty of manslaughter in death of Daunte Wright. The Omicron wave looks swift and painful. Some scientists expect U.S. cases to peak in January and bottom out in March. I got exposed to COVID. Here's what I learned to do next. Texas board withdraws pardon recommendation for George Floyd. Juror notes in Ghislaine Maxwell's child sex trafficking trial show that they're taking her accuser seriously, legal experts say. Miami real estate agent in custody as cops announce arrest of suspected serial killer. Jury finds Kim Potter guilty in Daunte Wright traffic stop shooting. How a Minnesota family of 7 died in their beds at home. 7 thoughts that shoot through your mind when you see the Sussex's Christmas card. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Ex-officer Kim Potter found guilty of 2 counts of manslaughter for fatally shooting Daunte Wright, CNN. Oklahoma 11-year-old saves choking student, helps woman from house fire on same day, NBC News. Putin says Russia doesn't want war with Ukraine but urges West to meet his demands quickly, NBC News. FDA OK's second antiviral with Merck pill, U.S. relaxes COVID isolation rules for health workers, COVID updates, USA Today. NYC scales back Times Square New Year's Eve, New York infections up 35% in a day, NBC New York. 4 injured in fire at Exxon's Baytown, Texas, oil refinery, Reuters. Suspect, victim dead after shooting inside Burlington store in North Hollywood near Laurel Canyon and Victory, KABC TV. Here's what we know about Android 13 so far, Gizmodo. 4th woman accuses Chris Noth of sexual assault, we should have our day in court, page 6. An ichthyosaur with a grand piano-size head and a big appetite, the New York Times. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Chris Noth accused by a 4th woman of sexual assault. Kate Winslet couldn't stop crying when she saw Leonardo DiCaprio after 3 years. Unabomber Ted Kaczynski moved to prison medical facility. Trump takes personal credit for COVID-19 vaccines in interview with Candace Owens. Teacher's Hail Mary shot gets Christmas to come early for 3rd graders. Amazon settlement with Labor Board gives workers power to organize. Ex-cop Kim Potter found guilty on manslaughter charges for killing Daunte Wright. Andrew Cuomo won't be charged for touching trooper at racetrack. Police chief told officers where to get fake COVID-19 vaccination cards. Trump asks Supreme Court to block release of documents sought by January 6 committee. The next headlines are from the 4th most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Cops, schools, wrap gifts for students' families. Woman arrested in 2014 murder of landlord. PD, open fire at Taco Bell drive-thru over service. Bus drivers deliver gifts after school closes. 2 children unaccounted for after residential fire. 1983 victim's body found, but not at search site. Vehicle held for 6-year-old boy killed by school bus. Woman sues group after her lost dog gets adopted. Family searches for fallen sailor's photo lost in tornado. Couple caught on video abandoning dog, puppies. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Another judge quits Guantanamo case. Kim Potter is convicted of manslaughter in death of Daunte Wright. Omicron, Daunte Wright, Joan Didion, your Thursday evening briefing. As Olympics near, China tightens rules and athletes invent their own. Tesla will stop letting drivers play video games in cars. Israel may give fourth dose of COVID shot, despite experts' doubts. How to handle Omicron surge over the holidays, a guide. Canada and Indigenous people settle over drinking water. Texas board withdraws clemency recommendation for George Floyd. Trump asks Supreme Court to block release of January 6 records. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Biden touts bipartisan effort to pass ALS bill during signing. Judge Janine stunned at Kim Potter guilty verdict, none of us really expected it. China puts city of 13 million inches lockdown ahead of Olympics. Fauci warns Americans not to invite unvaccinated relatives for the holidays. Cats and Christmas trees, why pet experts say you shouldn't apis, scare felines away. Top Christmas movies in every state in America. NASA James Webb Telescope versus the Hubble Space Telescope. Biden appoints second black woman to D.C. Circuit, a known stepping stone to the Supreme Court. North Carolina FedEx driver arrested for at least 12 break-ins, thefts. Federal charges filed against CISPAC in carjacking of Democratic Congresswoman. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, December 23rd. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Hopes are high for Happy New Year. With Parliament away, time is running out for MPs to impose curbs. The ARC-to-ZZZZ of a COVID Christmas, Jan Moyer's inimitable guide to yet another year to forget. Kim Potter jurors reach trial outcome on day 4 of deliberations. Daily COVID cases hit new record of 119,789 as hospitalizations rise. 2 doctors are rowing 3,000 miles across the Atlantic to raise money for the NHS. TV property expert Sarah Beanie has thrown open the doors of her most ambitious project yet. Nazanin's Agari Radcliffe's daughter faces 6th Christmas without her mother. White Christmas, Met Office says snow will fall on December 25th but on Northern Hills. Channel 5 show goes behind the scenes on the world's most expensive Christmas cruise. Water firms pump a fifth less cash into sewage works despite leaks and rising bills, new data shows. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Biden is prioritizing rapid testing to counter Omicron. Other countries are far ahead. Israeli archaeologists find hundreds of precious antiquities and shipwrecks. Separated at the U.S.-Mexico border by Trump, a mother and daughter work to reconnect. Burn it all down, how Myanmar's military razed villages to crush a growing resistance. Booster shots crushed Israel's Delta wave. It's betting a fourth dose will do the same to Omicron. Omicron could derail efforts to reverse vaccine inequality and end the pandemic, experts warn. Ecuador, coronavirus vaccination mandatory for most citizens. Most crimes against Mexico journalists, activists unpunished. Chile's tattooed president-elect honors homeland in ink. HarperCollins apologizes to Russian billionaire over book claiming Putin ordered Chelsea soccer team purchase. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COVID live, Catalonia to introduce curfew, Italy bans public night celebrations. Singer Lisa Gentile is fourth woman to accuse Chris Noth of sexual assault. Harry and Meghan release first photo of Lilibet on Christmas card. Tesla, bowing to pressure, stops allowing drivers to play video games while driving. Kim Potter found guilty over killing of Daunte Wright. Trump asks Supreme Court to block release of January 6 records. It's time to take action, faith leaders urge Biden to pass voting rights legislation. Guardiola makes strike claim as angry Benitez joins chorus over player welfare. COVID-ravaged Nets say they have enough players to play on Christmas. Joan Didion, American journalist and author, dies at age 87. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Jury finds Kim Potter guilty in death of Daunte Wright. Forecasters, New Mexico should brace for worsening drought. New Year's Eve in Times Square still on, with smaller crowd. Kansas governor breaks with Biden in appeal to GOP voters. Major industrial accident in Texas, sheriffs say. Watch, baby animals celebrate their first Christmas. Watch, dazzling Christmas light show in Arizona. Watch, SA officer jumps into action to save infant. Live, ABC News Live. WHO investigating mysterious illness in South Sudan that has killed 97. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Boston college student's girlfriend pleads guilty over suicide. Daunte Wright death, U.S. taser mix-up ex-officer guilty of manslaughter. Daunte Wright shooting, key moments in the trial of Kimberly Potter. U.S. and Russia agree to talk as Putin hits out on Ukraine. COVID, Ecuador makes vaccination mandatory for most citizens. Joan Didion, U.S. literary icon dies at 87. James Franco, I'll admit, I did sleep with students, and that was wrong. TikTok ousts Google to become favorite online destination. Capitol riot, Proud Boy pleads guilty and agrees to cooperate with authorities. Sudan women protest against rape by security forces. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. FDA OK's second antiviral with Merck pill, US relaxes COVID isolation rules for health workers, COVID updates. AP Top Stories December 23 p. Minnesota AG, Daunte Wright's mother react to verdict in Kim Potter trial. Officer found guilty in death of Daunte Wright. Former police officer Kim Potter found guilty of manslaughter in Daunte Wright's death. Former officer Kim Potter found guilty of manslaughter in death of Daunte Wright. War in Gaza, AP reporter reflects on 2021. Holiday heat wave, record warm Christmas likely for parts of central U.S., big storms to slam west. At least 4 injured after major industrial accident at ExxonMobil facility in Baytown, Texas. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. One of the steepest rises we've seen, coronavirus cases soar in LA County. California woman who knocked out flight attendant's teeth pleads guilty to federal felony. Harris arrives in LA as staffer, political leaders in D.C. test positive for coronavirus. Is it safe to eat at restaurants amid Omicron surge? Here's what the experts say. 2 bodies recovered after flooding in Millbrae. Column, Joan Didion, California and the enduring power of our special history. 2 killed in shooting at North Hollywood store, including suspect. Photos, Joan Didion, masterful essayist, novelist and screenwriter, dies at 87. Rain, holiday closures hit COVID-19 testing sites across LA County amid surge. A stormy holiday delivery, flash flood warnings, potential debris flows on tap. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. U.S. Marines among 12 apprehended in Okinawa for drug smuggling. Supermarkets drop Brazilian beef products linked to deforestation. Amazon warned workers that its busy season could make them feel suicidal. New satellite images show the Russian military's alarming buildup along the Ukrainian border. China's property distress sours steel sector in warning sign for economy. Russia doesn't want conflict with Ukraine, but the West must provide unconditional security guarantees, Putin says. World News. U.S. considers warning Ukraine of a Russian invasion in real time. EU pushes on with global minimum tax rate despite U.S. stalemate. Tensions run high with Russia as Ukraine carries out combat drills with US-made missiles. U.S. bans imports from China's Xinjiang region, citing human rights abuses. Polish opposition senator hacked with spyware Pegasus by the current ruling party during the parliamentary elections. 5,000 people demonstrated against coronavirus measures in the southern German city of Munich, with many participants displaying aggressive behavior toward police officers. 14 criminal incidents were reported, including the display of insignia from unconstitutional organizations. WHO investigating mysterious illness in South Sudan that has killed nearly 100 people. U.S., Japan draw up joint military plan for possible Taiwan emergency, report. Australia to pay $1.4 million in compensation to hundreds of Aboriginal people over racist welfare scheme. The next headlines are from Forbes. Rhys Ifans and Ji Min-hoon Soo discuss the King's Men and more. The global reach of NBA League Pass and Christmas Day games. Blackpink's Lisa passes BTS's Suga as she continues to climb Billboard's pop chart. Tesla will disable touchscreen games while vehicles are in motion following federal probe. MBK wraps up China theme park purchases worth $950 million. 7 steps to start an e-commerce business in 2022. January 6 committee should think twice before blaming the Pentagon. Bruce Springsteen plays Steve Earle's autism benefit show in New York City. Love fills the room. Nelly Corda's huge 2021 just the beginning, says golf legend Annika Sorenstam. U.S. pauses distribution of monoclonal antibody treatments that proved ineffective against Omicron. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Considerable escape of SARS-CoV-2 Omicron to antibody neutralization. Omicron extensively but incompletely escapes Pfizer BNT162b2 neutralization. Omicron escapes the majority of existing SARS-CoV-2 neutralizing antibodies. Striking antibody evasion manifested by the Omicron variant of SARS-CoV-2. Cardiovascular diseases disrupt the bone marrow niche. Researchers fear growing COVID vaccine hesitancy in developing nations. Time-resolved structural analysis of an RNA-cleaving DNA catalyst. Broadly neutralizing antibodies target a hemagglutinin anchor epitope. A brave matter of ancient kinship in Neolithic Britain. Broadly neutralizing antibodies overcome SARS-CoV-2 Omicron antigenic shift. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,752,989,293 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Saturday Night Live head writer Anna Dresden exits to steer freeform animated comedy. Keira Knightley and writer-director Camille Griffin talk exploring motherhood at the end of the world in Silent Night. The 35 best Christmas, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa TV episodes of all time. After 8 nominations and 0 wins, is it Bradley Cooper's time to shine at the Oscars? Phish reschedule New Year's concerts due to COVID-19 surge. Oscars predictions, Best Live Action Short, Riz Ahmed and a Student Academy Award winner lead the field. Chris Noth accused of sexual assault by a 5th woman. Oscars predictions, Best Documentary Short, Shaquille O'Neal, Courtney Cox and lots of Netflix are among the contenders. Oscars predictions, Best Animated Short, Us Again gets help from the momentum of Raya and the Last Dragon. Craving sci-fi and fantasy after The Matrix Resurrections? These 10 epic novels should do the trick. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A New York singer accuses actor Chris Noth of sexual abuse and intimidation. Amazon unionization efforts get a boost under a settlement with U.S. Labor Board. New Year's Eve celebrations will still be on in Times Square, but with smaller crowds. A new injection to prevent HIV, rather than pills, is a game changer, scientists say. Kim Potter is found guilty of manslaughter in the death of Daunte Wright. Fresh Express and Dole recall hundreds of salad products over listeria concerns. How a group of online sleuths are helping the FBI track down January 6th rioters. James Franco breaks silence, admits to sleeping with students from his acting school. 50 years ago, Nixon gave the U.S. a Christmas present, launching the war on cancer. Writer Joan Didion, whose electric anxiety inspired a generation, has died at 87. The following headlines are from The Week. Kim Potter found guilty on manslaughter charges in fatal shooting of Daunte Wright. The myth of the greatest generation. Writer Joan Didion has died at 87. Britney Spears is apparently working on a new song after the end of her conservatorship. FDA authorizes a second pill to treat COVID-19. Harry and Meghan share the first photo of their daughter Lilibet. Is 2022 a lost year for the Democrats? Trump rejects anti-vaccine talking point in Candace Owens' interview, if you take the vaccine, you're protected. China locks down city of 13 million people with Olympics weeks away. Former FBI informant who thwarted KKK law enforcement murder plots goes public for his own safety. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Love and casseroles in the time of COVID-19. Follow the Money, Part 3. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Best image ever taken of stars buzzing around the Milky Way's supermassive black hole. This video of Comet Leonard, with Venus and Mercury, will blow your mind. The bottom of Valles Marineris seems to have water mixed in with the regolith. Life could make habitable pockets in Venus' atmosphere. SpaceX is hoping to turn atmospheric CO2 into rocket fuel. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, December 23rd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Top 10 Stories of 2021 from EarthSky. EarthSky's top photos from 2021. The Christmas Tree Cluster, a December delight. A nameless grasshopper, found via social media. Why do pine trees smell good? The next news is from Politico. Putin demands Western security guarantees to end threat of Ukraine invasion. Senate's plans for January 6th session spark concerns for staff and police officers. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Russian buildup near Ukraine gains steam, new satellite images show. Potential Department of Justice suits against Apple and Google delayed amid budget woes. A flood of climate aid is coming from Washington. Will those who need it miss out? California education official resigns after working from Texas. New law to combat forced labor in China sparks enforcement debate. Joan Didion, peerless prose stylist, dies at 87. Trump asks Supreme Court to shield records from January 6 committee. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Mostly clear weather forecast for Christmas outdoor parties. An interior designer's guide to a living room refresh. The heavy denim theme of the Sussex's Christmas card is no mistake. Booster shot interval reduced as NSW records 5,612 new COVID cases, 382 hospitalizations. Sutherland man arrested over alleged ISIS propaganda on Christmas Eve. Interval between booster shots cut to 4 months. Kobo writes a new chapter in editor war with Amazon. How WA's new COVID case could impact the state's reopening plans. Prince Charles to spend Christmas with Queen, her first without Prince Philip. Victoria records 2,095 new COVID-19 cases, 8 deaths, as mask mandate returns. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. DoorDash will require all employees to deliver goods or perform other gigs, and some of them aren't happy. Personal Finance Daily, one of the best tax-saving deals ever and 3 other ways to earn tax-free income and the 2021 White Christmas, why that's less likely even where it typically snows. The Margin, did you buy your Festivus-themed maple syrup yet? Newswatch, is the stock market open on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve? Here are the upcoming holiday trading hours. Get your booster shot, 3 ways to protect against Omicron this holiday season. Try net to expand HR cloud software business by acquiring Zenefits. Is it time for you to cancel your holiday party? The Moneyest, my son had no real direction. At 31, he moved in with us and now earns $40,000 a year. What type of savings should be his number 1 priority? Market Snapshot, S&P 500 sweeps to record close, stocks end higher for 3rd day and final session before Christmas. The Moneyest, my wife is really cheap, which I adore. We have $3 in investments, but I paid the bills while she worked as a teacher. How should we split our expenses in retirement? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. New insights into how red meat-rich diet increases cardiovascular disease risk, News Medical Net. Societe Hectors announces antitrust clearance of license agreement with Neurocrine Biosciences, Yahoo Finance. The most read IP Law 360 guest articles of 2021, Law 360. IP legislation updates bring benefits to the Serbian pharma industry, Lixology. China revokes patent licenses for irregular patent applications, the National Law Review. Patent Prosecution Highway, PPH, a fast-track examination program, Lixology. International business machines, slow growth and elevated valuation, NASDAQ. The 17 Hudson Valley towns that will sell recreational marijuana, WPDH.com. Legendary inventor of Kerplunk, 800 other toys works at age 100, VC star. How Bosch car service has evolved over the last 100 years, Golf business. The next headlines are from Quartz. The Matrix Resurrections is mostly about trolling Hollywood capitalism. There is a fast and easy way to get more rapid tests, if the FDA wants to. The NHL's exit from the Beijing Olympics is probably just the beginning. The rise of everything apps. How to set Omicron boundaries with friends and family. RIP, Hong Kong's Tiananmen sculpture. A history of design innovations emerging from health crises. Retailers are preempting a deluge of Christmas returns with an unpublished policy. The last major obstacle to cracking the code on self-driving cars. The most popular emoji used on Venmo in 2021. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Texas regulators learned nothing from February's carnage, prepare to repeat the cycle. Tanzania's abuse of U.S. copyright law to silence critics on Twitter should be a warning for regulators looking to mess with content moderation. Another Illinois appeals court handles compelled password production, says there's no Fifth Amendment issue here. Daily Deal, Go Safe S780-cam with Sony image sensor. State Department report repeats talking points from group who wants to ban all porn. Another report shows US 5G isn't living up to the hype. Dia gives former Marine back $86,900 cops took from him during a Nevada traffic stop caught on body cam. AI surveillance of prison calls scooping up millions of conversations, producing little actionable info. Amazon DMCA strikes video about New World bug, reinstates video, promises review of process. Anti-5G jewelry found to be radioactive and dangerous. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. A.J. Brown. Betty Midler. COVID-19 Omicron variant symptoms. Dalvin Cook. Kim Potter. Meghan Markle. John Wick 4. Joan Didion. Escape from Tarkov. Pro Bowl 2022. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Watch dancing nurses perform for Biden at White House. Hype man dubbed voice of boxing seriously hurt in motorcycle smash. France marks its worst COVID day. Assange appeals his extradition to U.S. NATO boss responds to Moscow on bloc's expansion. Tesla pauses crash risky gaming feature amid probe. China will end U.S. dominance, Putin. Trump asks Supreme Court to block January 6 docs release. Russia comments on UK attitude to human rights. Jury reaches verdict in police shooting of Dante Wright. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. New satellite images purport to show Russian force buildup near Ukraine. Terrible, CNN turns on Biden, highlights horrendous economic polling while making Jimmy Carter comparisons. 7 staffers in top Pentagon delegation test positive for COVID, despite all being vaxxed. Top 10 themes for 2022, Part 2. Trump asks Supreme Court to block release of White House documents. Stocks in crypto soar in shortened week as rate hike odds surge. Senator Paul details $52 billion federal waste in annual Festivus report. Amazon's only warehouse in NYC launches plan to unionize all Amazon workers everywhere. Ex-Minneapolis police officer Kim Potter found guilty of manslaughter in death of Dante Wright. Second Royal Caribbean cruise ship suffers COVID outbreak, denied entry to Aruba and Curacao. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. A new hun rises, Cambodia's ruling party needs to plot its future. Elizabeth Holmes jury hears recording of her talking up Serenas. Elon Musk says he is almost done selling Tesla stock. Historic Kashmir church reverberates with prayers after decades. Amazon workers in the U.S. now face fewer hurdles to organize. Chile's next president to govern historic transition. UK says Omicron cases at much lower risk of hospital admission. Dante Wright killing, ex-US officer found guilty of manslaughter. Trump asks U.S. Supreme Court to block release of January 6 riot files. UK warns Russia against strategic mistake over Ukraine. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter found guilty in death of Daunte Wright. China disappears Tiananmen Square Memorial in Hong Kong. Majority Whip James Clyburn reveals coronavirus breakthrough case, no one is immune. China locks down 13 million in Xi'an, key ancient Christian site. Commersec, Raimondo, Biden has overseen greatest economic resurgence, greater than any other president. Harvard Prof. Charles Lieber found guilty of lying about ties to China. Trump, real facts about wacko Betty Midler will be exposed in my book. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signs Born Alive pro-life bill. Communist BFF, Elon Musk's extensive history of cozying up to Red China. Breitbart News Daily Podcast Ep 37, Big Joey declares a Christmas miracle, but also brace for death. Guests, Dr. Tom Williams on Christmas, FMR, CBP head Mark Morgan on the border. The next headlines are from UPI News. Massachusetts man wins his second $1 million lottery jackpot. Wheel of Fortune contestant who was denied an Audi will receive new car, anyway. Swap meet shopper returns family photos, letters to Hawaii brothers. Watch, flying squirrels found living on University of Nebraska campus. Watch, Japanese professor develops TV screen viewer can taste. Look, renovation project in Scotland uncovers message in a bottle from 1967. Watch, helicopter hoists boat that fell down California cliff. Iraqi artist string art portrait breaks Guinness World Record. Watch, Spider-Man's Tom Holland flies with boy who saved sister from dog. Missouri woman wins $50,000 Powerball prize while buying mom's birthday cake. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. James Webb largest space telescope now scheduled to launch on Christmas Day. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Spectacular time-lapse shows the hypnotic flames on the surface of the sun. Watch. Mystery Santa caught on CCTV sneaking around in the dead of night, leaving festive treats for residents to find. Experimental treatment in Spain puts 18 cancer patients in complete remission. Keeping active can reduce the risk of dementia, scientists find. Wildlife photographer captures charming portraits of the creatures that visit her garden. More cities make the switch from polluting salt to sugar beets to beat icy roads. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, December 23rd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Judge refuses to jail Lakeland Capitol riot suspect ahead of his wedding celebration. Taste the TV, Japan invents lickable screen to imitate food flavors. People got sick at a conspiracy conference, they're sure it's anthrax. Barrister who sued after colleague asked him to stop farting loses case. Hawaii families devastated by the impacts of few contaminated water. Have I been poisoning my children? Man in underwear chases pizza delivery driver, gets arrested. An 8th grader is buried in criticism after Kevin Durant trashed him. Why's KD being so mean? Expert ham sniffers in Spain are exhausted from sniffing 800 hams a day. A man once convicted of arson was named the fire department's acting chief. Florida man with drugs around penis denies they were his. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. The most mind-blowing neural stories of 2021. Japanese researcher creates lickable TV screen because God is dead. Google Photos no longer offers unlimited storage, so what are your options? Smart, this AI spots deepfakes by analyzing light reflections in the eyes. Surprise! An investigation into Tesla's gaming feature made people angry. Apple's AirPods Max are a year old, and the case is still atrocious. Your Netflix recommendations suck. These tools will help you improve them. This material learns like animals, and could help further AI research. This futuristic solar truck concept is like an F-transformer. 4 tech debt pitfalls your startup needs to avoid. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Earth's first giant. COVID-19 infection detected in 6 Ohio locations. SARS-CoV-2 goes underground to spread from cell to cell. What makes mRNA vaccine so effective against severe COVID-19? No more annual flu shot, new target for universal influenza vaccine. Dominant SARS-CoV-2 alpha variant evolved to evade our innate immune system. Mapping the musical mind. Exposure to formaldehyde at work linked to cognitive problems later. Researchers lay groundwork for potential dog allergy vaccine. Iodine in desert dust destroys ozone. The next headlines are from Information Week. Supply chains may be stalled, but can still deliver opportunity. Why more businesses will be creating their own chips in 2022. Seismic shifts in software development still need hardware. 8 real ways SEOs can drive sustainability, fight climate change. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, December 23rd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA selects 4 university teams for aviation projects. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. By wide receiver Neil Paul declares for NFL draft. University of Utah president says he regrets how reports of KKK group feces on black students' door were handled. Behind the headlines, lawsuit over rape report targets 2 Utah schools and staff shortages at shelter services. U.S. adds Merck pill as second easy-to-use drug against COVID-19. Latest from Mormon land, what would Jesus tweet? How to see Christmas Street, SLC, and what to read after. Turner Bitten and Eric Lopez, Other Side Village to offer a community for homeless. A year after Ty Jordan's death, Utah football's Kyle Whittingham is still navigating the most difficult thing he's faced as a coach. Justice Morath, it's time to put the tired old myths about professors to bed. It's beginning to look a lot like a wet Christmas. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Toyota reviewing e-fob remote start subscription plan after massive blowback. Virtual guns in video games could soon be worth real money. Buying influence, how China manipulates Facebook and Twitter. At long last, the world's most powerful space telescope is ready to launch. Decentralized exchanges saw over $1 trillion in trading volume this year. FDA authorizes second COVID-19 antiviral pill. Tech execs and engineers are quitting large companies for once-in-generation opportunity with crypto. Amazon's Alexa stalled with users as interest faded, documents show. Seconds before a 6.2 earthquake rattled California, phones got a vital warning. Watching a lecture twice at double speed can benefit learning better than watching it once at normal speed. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. A Festivus for the Rest of Us, beloved Seinfeld episode airs tonight on Fox 2. 3 people shot, killed in North St. Louis. St. Louis called one most underrated cities in U.S. for birding. Missouri sees massive jump in newly recorded COVID-19 cases as Omicron variant takes hold in state. St. Louis area residents urged to avoid travel over COVID spread. Wally's roadside travel shop to open in Fenton next year. Tornado debris found nearly 5 miles from damaged Defiance home. Police need help identifying St. Louis County supermarket shooting suspect. Police, Missouri man shot neighbor with a crossbow. Where people in Missouri are moving to most. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. There is no higher priority. 2 local districts granted over $1 to boost school safety. The rain is here, flooding risks, road closures and what to expect this holiday weekend. 1 dead, 1 injured in shooting at Burlington Coat Factory in NoHo, suspect killed by police. San Diego Christian College cancels SDSU game due to COVID protocols. Kim Potter guilty of manslaughter in Daunte Wright death. Teenager dies after crashing into trees, other teen driver arrested. Holiday storm begins, when you'll start to see rain Thursday. What's your COVID risk at San Diego holiday gatherings? Check this map. Home security camera catches arsonist setting car on fire. Hitting the road, best and worst times for Christmas, New Year's travel. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Italian Army's A-169B helicopters hit a flight hour milestone. Ukraine demos a big surprise for Russia. U.S. State Department approves $125 Javelin missile sale to Lithuania. Raytheon awarded $578 million for SM-2 missiles for U.S. allies. New Iranian tank spotted at huge military exercise. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. How to do e-commerce in China. Intel apologizes as Biden signs Wire Forced Labor Prevention Act into law. Inside the Department of Justice's China initiative with the MIT Technology Review. Literary Festival All-Female Cohort underscores women's writing. China contemplates better laws to promote gender equality, but remains hostile to radical feminist campaigns. The SupChina 2022 Red Paper. The birth of China's most famous beer. Can vocational education help China navigate out of the middle-income trap? This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, December 23, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. 2 die in shooting at Los Angeles store, 1 woman hospitalized. I'm still in here, woman trapped in their mind after colonoscopy. Rob Black's winners and losers, TikTok traffic outpaces Google. Elizabeth Holmes arrives in court on 3rd day of jury deliberations. I did sleep with students, James Franco breaks silence on sexual misconduct allegations. Pregnancy and COVID, the good news and bad news. Ex-officer Kim Potter guilty in killing of Daunte Wright. Body found of Bay Area man reported missing nearly 10 years ago. Passenger who attacked Southwest Airlines flight attendant facing 20 years in prison. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Georgia election workers file second suit over fraud claims. 5 teenagers charged in armed carjacking of U.S. Rep. Scanlon. List of books Joan Didion's published books. U.S. sets shorter COVID-19 isolation rules for health workers. Nets plan to play Christmas, NBA, union evaluating protocols. Brady, Bucks look to rebound versus Panthers after being blanked. Kim Potter guilty of manslaughter in Daunte Wright's death. Cook County to require proof of COVID-19 vaccination at restaurants, fitness centers, bars. Illinois sets record for new COVID-19 cases in a day with 18,942. Bail set at $500,000 for West Chicago man accused of trying to suffocate his mother. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Traveling in Washington for the upcoming holiday? Here's what to know. New Washington state laws going into effect in 2022. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Belize, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Manam in Papua New Guinea. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Congo. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai and Tonga. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Spain, Morocco, Tunisia. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, December 23rd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. What chemical was released during the ExxonMobil plant fire in Baytown? Founder of St. Arnold Brewing pours hard into finding cure for inflammatory bowel disease. Here are the true stories behind your favorite Christmas songs. Temperatures are warming up through Christmas. Restaurants open on Christmas Day 2021. New TV for Christmas, tips for getting the most out of home entertainment equipment. Santa's house valued at more than $1 million, boasts stone fireplace and cookie oven, solo. George Floyd's not pardoned by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Pilot killed in crash after collision with paraglider in Fort Bend County identified. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Dolphins, Saints meet after rallying back to relevance. Ross Rose retires as Penn State women's volleyball coach. Key Bears players search for meaning in 4-10 season. Giants Saquon Barkley playing for himself down the stretch. Huntley giving Ravens reasons to believe in him. Browns seat treader, Saints QBs test positive for COVID-19. Hive updates, Ecuador makes pandemic vaccination mandatory. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. What it would take to make to-go cocktails a permanent reality in NYC. As COVID surges in NYC jails, officials quibble over blame. Extra, Joan Didion, inimitable American writer, has died at 87. New Year's Eve in Times Square will be scaled back, with just 15,000 fully vaccinated and masked spectators. New Yorkers line up for hard-to-get free COVID test kits, more giveaways coming Friday. Andrew Cuomo won't face charges for alleged touching incident at Belmont Park. What to do in NYC over the holidays if Omicron ruined your plans. Native New Yorkers on TikTok are pushing back against the NYC influencer trend. Family of Brooklyn man fatally shot by police disputes NYPD suicide by cop narrative. Extra, a brief history of stuff that happened on the internet in 2021. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. How can we end systemic racism in the U.S. legal system? Extraordinary lives of Indian Muslim women documented. Interview with Siddharth Chatterjee, UN resident coordinator in China, on the Beijing Winter Olympics and Paralympics. Authorities urge to protect women and children following violence and protests in Sudan. Stepping up assistance to Venezuelans crossing Chile's inhospitable northern border. Despite rampant poverty, existential lack of funding impedes UNRWA's work. 2021, a grim year for planet Earth. America faces a fateful crossroad in 2022. Champions of the Earth, Mia Mottley versus the Faceless Few. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Study, Omicron variant has 80% lower risk of hospitalization. Trump says he didn't pardon Assange or Snowden due to some spying things, but pardoned handler of most damaging spy in history. What Russia says about its not an ultimatum demands to the US and NATO. COVID propaganda roundup, the war on Christmas. EU sets 9-month expiration date for vaccine passports. Biden and globalists building global taxation regime. Shortages are getting worse as the global supply chain crisis enters an ominous new chapter. Nearly $100 billion pilfered from pandemic relief funds, roughly 100 arrested, Secret Service. Pfizer is buying a cardiovascular biopharma company for $6.70 BN. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Was a giant, 14-pound possum killed in Minnesota? No evidence of anthrax attack at conspiracy event. Trump asks Supreme Court to block release of documents. Did people refer to gaslighting during the era of I Love Lucy? UK data suggests hospitalization is less likely with Omicron. Yingling accuses Bud Light of trampling on trademark. NHL announces players won't be allowed to go to Olympics. U.S. Rep Scanlon's carjacked vehicle found, 5 in custody. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Early data on Omicron. Increase in COVID-19 virus reports due to reporting requirements, intense scrutiny of widely given vaccines. COVID-19 far more lethal than a cold, contrary to suggestion in viral video. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. James Franco is not taking ownership of the accusations that matter. Student admits the 47,130 chilling texts she sent boyfriend led to his suicide. Fourth woman says Chris Noth sexually attacked her, too. Ex-Minnesota cop Kim Potter convicted for killing Daunte Wright. Treat yourself to something on your list with these holiday deals. Trump asks Supreme Court to come to his rescue in January 6th battle. Joan Didion, who perfectly balanced cool and emotion, dead at 87. Lily Bitt makes her public debut on Meghan and Harry's Christmas free holiday card, and look at Archie's red hair. Putin loses his cool when confronted over Ukraine, claims it belongs to Lenin anyway. The next headlines are from the New York Post. TikTok ambush interviewer crackhead Barney gets TV show. The most dangerous zodiac signs, ranked from least to most. I used out-of-date fake tan and it turned me totally green, I looked like Shrek. Third grade teacher who hit viral shot is ex-Rutgers player Kathleen Fitzpatrick. What to watch on Christmas Day 2021. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. How the good fields expanded our cosmic boundaries. Discover the sky's best double stars. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Extraordinary challenges ahead for Webb Space Telescope. Tornado Alley may be shifting east, threatening businesses and supply chains. 100 times more powerful than Hubble, Webb Space Telescope to search for first light after Big Bang. Beavers are now living as far north as the Arctic, researchers find. Doctors test possible breast cancer vaccine. Omicron, what you need to know about the COVID variant. A dinosaur embryo has been found in a fossilized egg. Tree rentals make Christmas tradition eco-friendly. Biden unveils new steps to fight Omicron coronavirus variant. CBS News special report. Biden lays out White House plan to deal with Omicron variant. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Trump appeals to Supreme Court to block January 6 committee from getting his White House documents. 55 cruise passengers test positive for COVID, second Royal Caribbean ship with problems. Audi to gift SUV to would-be Wheel of Fortune winner after controversy. Award-winning author Joan Didion, acclaimed voice of new journalism, dead at age 87. Unabomber Ted Kaczynski transferred to prison medical facility. Serendipity 3 and its famous frozen hot chocolate coming to Atlantic City's Ocean Casino Resort. Former Boston College student pleads guilty to manslaughter for encouraging boyfriend's suicide. Texas governor doesn't pardon George Floyd as parole board withdraws recommendation. Girl, 10, dies after attempting viral blackout challenge. This is a pain that won't go away. New York City's Times Square New Year's Eve bash still on, but de Blasio mandates masks and sets capacity at 15K amid Omicron surge. The following headlines are from military.com. More Marines discharged over vaccine refusal, total at 169. Army stuns Missourian Armed Forces bow on last second FG. U.S. Navy says it seizes arms from Iran likely bound for Yemen. Department of Defense cuts stateside cost of living allowances for thousands in 2022. You can now renew your passport online. The top 10 military.com news stories of 2021. Capitol Police Chief can now unilaterally ask for National Guard help in emergencies. Navy will offer free maternity uniforms to hundreds of expectant sailors next year. Russia, security talks with U.S., NATO to start next month. Dutch prosecutors demand life sentences in MH17 Downing. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Murder, armed robbery charges filed in attack of man, 59, in Budlong Woods neighborhood, police say. Robert L. May, the creator of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. In 2021, violence spread into Chicago neighborhoods that normally enjoy a sense of security, rattling nerves and putting city leaders on the defensive. Chicago homicides in 2021, 783 people have been slain through December 19. That's 34 more than at the same point in 2020. State Senator Kimberly Lightford's husband exchanged gunfire with at least one suspect during carjacking earlier this week, police say. Decades before jazz was heard in Bronzeville, sleigh bells rang as horses raced at snow-covered Boulevard. Cook County follows Chicago with COVID-19 vaccination mandate for patrons of restaurants, gyms and other businesses. Daywatch, new daily record set for Illinois COVID cases. Mom recalls fallen Chicago firefighter feels expected to play Sunday for Bears. 2 men, one a Chicago firefighter, are being remembered fondly after perishing from a fire on Chicago's northwest side. State Senator Kimberly Lightford carjacked in suburban Broadview. The following headlines are from FIS.org. The fate of Latin American forests in a warming world. Research team creates the world's lightest isotope of magnesium to date. Earth's first known giant was as big as a sperm whale. Explainer, veteran Hubble versus new Webb Space Telescope. Researchers use electron microscope to turn nanotube into tiny transistor. Blueprint reveals how plants build a sugar transport lane. French Guiana awaits historic Webb telescope launch. Zinc isotopes of arc-related lavas reveal recycling of warrior serpentinides into subarc mantle. Bringing space inside the lab, researchers replicate the climates of exoplanets to help find extraterrestrial life. Consumer confidence, Omicron plays holiday Grinch. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, December 23rd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Myrna will do more than conquer COVID. A year lasts 16 hours on this ultra-hot, Jupiter-like planet. Earthing and its otherworldly promises. Custom pillows with pictures, 12 best brands. 5 breathtaking wonders of the sky. New evidence for how languages spread 10,000 years ago. Psychological benefits of keeping indoor plants in your home. Eating disorders have spiked amid the pandemic. How a tardigrade microanimal became quantum entangled with superconducting qubit. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Bull sign Efferson Ilyasova, G. Mac clung to 10-day deals. Meta fights UK tech regulator over order to sell Jiffy. Afghanistan, frozen assets, suffering children. COVID-19 boosters, stay masked. Billionaire CEOs, a system that socializes the losses. Omicron pulls workers back into eye of the storm as workplace outbreaks grow. Georgia election workers sue One American News, Giuliani over fraud claims. Affordable housing, let legislators know it matters. Mental health, nurse practitioners help fill a surging gap. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. What you need to know as the Ravens and NFL navigate another surge in COVID cases. Zach Wilson is showing signs of learning how to play free with instructor. U.S. cuts COVID isolation time for health workers. Revisiting Jake Fromm's elite white people text as he's expected to make first NFL start. Jets QB Joe Flacco, Vikings RB Dalvin Cook among 46 NFL players placed on reserve COVID-19 list Thursday. Saquon Barkley reflects on another frustrating season, Jalen Smith exudes confidence. Dolphins Saints predictions, can Dolphins extend win streak Monday night versus Saints stingy defense? Starting safety Javon Holland returns, Dolphins lose 3 more to COVID. Home decor, 6 home renovation lessons learned from 2021. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Inside the Beltway, Eisenhower's Christmas message from space. Cynthia Millen, USA swimming official, quits in protest over transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. Biden signs bills on forced labor in China, ALS research. USS Gerald Ford, troubled Navy aircraft carrier, moves closer to first deployment. Texas board withdraws George Floyd pardon recommendation. Several studies find Omicron less severe, leads to fewer hospitalizations. New numbers contradict Democrats' predictions of GOP gerrymandering. Trump asks justices to prevent January 6 committee from getting his documents. Nearly 50,000 Afghans resettled in U.S., 25,000 remain at military bases. Jingle bells cancelled in Brighton schools as part of diversity push in Rochester suburb. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Son of the South. EPA official prevented staff from warning public about widely used carcinogen. Anger at Jen Psaki helped Americans get free COVID rapid tests. Joe Manchin for president. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, December 23, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. The humble origins of the beloved Christmas carol Silent Night. Man jailed in Rogers Park carjacking now facing murder charge in same-day shooting. Rainbow Push visits 2 homeless camps in Chicago, distributing sleeping bags and pushing for affordable housing in the city. It's always a picture-perfect Christmas with dogs. Rescheduling games in February creates logistical puzzle for Blackhawks, rest of NHL. Rutgers receives Gator Bowl bid. An inside look at Blackhawks rebuilding year in broadcast booth. How chats with GM Ryan Pace helped rookie Thomas Graham find his way. Bulls are protocol-free, and Lonzo Ball is hoping it stays that way. City, companies to pay $2 million for pills and lead pollution cleanup. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, December 23, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. COVID cases increase and Cirque cancels Thursday's performances. Texans have over a dozen players on COVID-19 list. Best Music Videos of 2021 Part 4. Things to Do, read Unchained, the Eddie Van Halen story by Paul Brannigan. Things to Do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston into the new year. Best Video Game Releases of 2021. 4 thoughts on Jalen Green's return. Fort Bend COVID level raised to orange. 5 ways to bake with a toddler. Best Indie and Underground Music Videos of 2021. The next headlines are about world records making news. 2021 Swami Awards, African Female Swimmer of the Year, Tatjana Schoenmaker, swam. Local man sets new fly fishing world record on Lake Granbury, Hood County News. Did Cobra's 2022 driver help break the ball speed world record, Golficity? Why Liverpool player and Japan international Takumi Minamino was once a Guinness World Record holder, Sports Illustrated. Year in Review, the top 5 moments of the Tokyo Olympic Games, Swimming World Magazine. Aussie strongman sets 2 car-pulling world records in an hour, Stuff Co. NZ. T-Nam's Robusta Coffee honored with world record, iNews. Shoes to have uniform sole thickness from November 2024 World Athletics, Reuters. Iraqi artist string art portrait breaks Guinness World Record, UPI News. Not even world record could make Arsenal hero Jack Wilshere wear a Tottenham shirt in hilarious TalkSport, talksport.com. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. The Matrix, Resurrections premiere was also a sci-fi fashion show. Star Trek, Discovery Season 4 is taking a break, to make way for more Star Trek. Here's what we know about Android 13 so far. 10 anti-vax lies to watch out for this holiday. Good news, watching lectures at 2x speed might not be so bad after all. Hugo Awards host Discon 3 apologizes for taking money from defense company. 2021 has to be the beginning of the end for big oil. Apple Music could be why Spotify's promise if feature is still missing. Magnetic fields could be early warning that a tsunami is on the way. Amazon says it will stop interfering with workers organizing on-site. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Julia Creek in Australia at 112.46 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.7 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Delayankir in Russia at minus 71.32 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 57.4 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Big tech split leads to demise of Internet Association. Rainy years cannot make up for California's groundwater use. 2021 was the year the world finally turned on Facebook. From 360 Hz monitors to 8,000 Hz keyboards, 2021 was the year of the Hertz. Benedict Cumberbatch encounters Dark Double in Multiverse of Madness teaser. Omicron cases less likely to require hospital treatment, studies show. T-Mobile, Amazon, and others are backing out of says 2022 amid COVID resurgence. FDA gives emergency authorization to Pfizer's COVID-19 pill. Reminder, donate to win swag in our annual charity drive sweepstakes, updated. LG's 1618 Ultra Tall monitor means less scrolling. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Old Donald Trump getting worse. Al Sharpton says former president's age will matter more than Biden's in 2024. Judge rules MAGA riding oathkeeper can only use the internet if his wife supervises him. Georgia election workers sue Rudy Giuliani after his lies about them result in non-stop threats. Jared Kushner cashes in on White House role by raising $3 billion for Middle East-focused investment firm. Democrats can win the Senate in 2022, and make it mansion-proof. Trump-loving cartoonist Ben Garrison turns on former president for pushing vaccines. Capitol rioter accused of DUI in incident with assault rifle and cops while out on bail. Dem Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon carjacked and robbed in Philadelphia. Trump's billion-dollar social media venture funded by a Chinese company with a shady history. Jury finds former cop Kim Potter guilty of all charges related to fatal shooting of Daunte Wright. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. This scientist created a rapid test just weeks into the pandemic. Here's why you still cannot get it. This coastal town needs federal aid for climate adaptation. It will get a military truck instead. Hero, the flight attendant who duct-taped an abusive passenger. Monster, the completely useless and undemocratic U.S. Senate. They just came and started breaking houses. Hero, Fernando the tortoise, whose species everyone thought was extinct. Monsters, the idiots defacing our national parks. The mother of all vaccines may be closer than you think. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Joan Didion, in her own words, 23 of the best quotes, The Guardian. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Expert, psychedelics, other psychoplastogens heal the physical damage associated with many brain disorders, mental health disorders, Pharmacy Times. Mushroom Brain Boost Review, supplement that works or cheap pills, Whitby News Times. Application of mesenchymal stem cells for the treatment of traumatic brain injury and neurodegenerative diseases, Newswise. Blinded Sound 332-209, blinded by sound. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Blinded Sound 787-810, blinded by sound. Top 10 best medicinal mushroom supplements to buy in 2022, Kenai Peninsula Online. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, December 23, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Veteran researcher, Mike Price has passed away, December 17, 2021. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, December 23, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.